Here, this Patanjala Yoga starts with Atha Yoga Anushasanam. Atha Yoga Anushasanam. Now, I start communicating the facts about yoga as revealed to me from tradition. And the tradition says that Patanjali got this science of yoga from one Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha could be Brahma the creator, or he can be a great sage who got this Ayurveda, who got this science of yoga revealed to him, and he, Patanjali, got it from Hiranyagarbha. So that is why it is Atha Yoga Anushasanam. Anushasanam means that I will communicate what I got from the tradition. It is not that Patanjali does not claim to be pioneering author of this science of yoga. So he is only Anushasti. He is only communicating what he received from the tradition. So the second sutra is the definition of yoga. Yogas chittavritti nirodha. Yoga chittavritti nirodha. Yogas chittavritti nirodha. So there is sandhi also. Visarga has been transformed into palatal sha on account of the following cha. So yoga has become yogash, and chitta vritti. Chitta is mind, and vritti is movement, and nirodha is cessation. So yoga is cessation of the movements of mind. Unfortunately, the mind is generally always mobile, always moving. There are the 5 states of mind. The one is kshipta, that is wandering mind, and the second one is mudha, that is deluded mind. The third one is vikshipta, wandering mind with occasional stability, that is vikshipta. And the fourth one is ekagra, concentrated mind. Gudha, vikshipta, niruddha, that is altogether controlled mind. Niruddha. So, yogas chitta vritti nirodha. Then comes tada drashtuh swarupe avasthanam. Tada drashtuh swarupe avasthanam. तदा द्रष्टुस्वरूपे वस्थानम. Swarupe and avasthanam, by the process of sandhi, they got the previous one, got the later one got regressively assimilated to the previous one, A. So Swarupe avasthanam has become Swarupe Vasthanam, and Tada is then. Then means if the mind is controlled, fully controlled, and fully it is without any reflection of intellectual or physical behavior, then what happens? Then who is the consciousness, that is mere impartial observer? He who is well established in his own form. And who is drashta? Who is the impartial observer? That is consciousness. Consciousness is not the body, not the sense or motor organ, not the mind. That consciousness is above all this. And that consciousness, it is on account of the contact of the body and sense organs with that consciousness, that the body and sense organs, motor organs, they work. Otherwise, they cannot work on their own. It is only with it is only on account of their contact with consciousness that they function. And they function as if they are sentient beings, even though they are all insentient. Mind is insentient, sense and motor organs are insentient, the entire body is insentient, everything is insentient. But on account of their contact with consciousness, they behave as if they are sentient. And the consciousness itself has nothing to do with any function or any intellectual or physical behavior. But because of this contact with them, and because of the reflection of the picture of intellectual or physical behavior in the mirror of intellect, that picture gets reflected back into the mirror of consciousness, just as the screen is there and movies are there. The screen is clean. The screen has nothing to do with the various types of movements that appear on the screen. But while those pictures are represented on the screen, it seems everything is happening on the screen. And the screen is fighting, the screen is making love, the screen is astonished, the scream is expressing anger, the, the, the screen is victorious over something, he defeats something, and he is defeated sometimes. Whatever it is, whatever actions are displayed on the screen feels as if the screen is doing all that. So, consciousness is an impartial observer, but on account of its contact with the senses, with the intellect, it feels as if it is acting and it is feeling happy or unhappy. So that is what is happening. But when the mind is controlled and the mirror of the intellectual mirror is clean, so then there is the mirror of consciousness is also clean. Nothing gets reflected there. So like the screen after the end of movie, it becomes clean. So the mirror of consciousness is also becomes altogether clean, and there is nothing there. So that is the own form of consciousness, and consciousness becomes fully liberated. And so the consciousness is placed in its own form, Swarupe Avasthanam. In Ayurveda also we call somebody who is healthy, he is called Swastha. That is to say, he is well established in himself. And in yoga, anybody who has controlled the mind is called someone who is well established in his own form. So, Ayurveda and yoga have more or less the goal is similar, both of them. But what happens otherwise generally? Vritti sarupyam itaratra, vritti sarupyam itaratra. Itaratra means otherwise. When the mind is not controlled, then what happens? Then consciousness is one with the various movements of mind. Vritti sarupyam, that it takes as many forms as intellectual movements are there. Intellectual and the movements of mind are there. So it identifies itself. Consciousness identifies itself with the form of the various types of movements of mind. Vritti